So today I'm going to explain you about what is a parameter. Localparam. It is like an interview question. Difference between parameter, localparam, and defparam. Okay. So parameter, it is like a constant used in Verilog. It is for reusability purpose. Now localparam, it is same as parameter, but its value cannot be overridden. Defparam, it is used to override the parameter values. So now we will see with the example of one code. Let's just take an example of a mux. So module mux, it is like n-bit mux. Okay. So input, select in, then output. So now here parameter, select width equal to 4, parameter input width is equal to 16, 2 to the power 4, 16. Okay. So next input, select width minus 1 down to 0. It will be like 4 bit. That means it is 3 down to 0. Okay. So this is my select in. Then input width minus 1 down to 0. Input, then output. Okay. So here assign output equal to input of select in. This is the one line Verilog code for a mux in a model. So now let someone ask me, no, I want to design a 32x1. So what you have to change? You just have to change here 5 and here 32. So it will become a 32x1 mux. So this is like a parameter. Okay. And parameter, it is synthesizable and you can override these values. So what is mean by this parameter overriding? Okay. Now here come here. So module test, here I am taking two parameter n equal to let 4, then parameter n1 equal to 16. Now here range n minus 1 down to 0, select in, then here range n1 minus 1 down to 0, input, then where here what is my requirement? Okay, someone has given you a code. It is like in encrypted format, or you are not allowed to change anything inside the code. But in your code, you need a mux, but that should be a let he has designed a 16x1 mux. But in your design, you need a 32x1 mux. You have to use this module only. So without changing inside here, okay, how can you change it? How can you change the parameter values? That is known as parameter overriding. That means inside the module, it has a value. You are overriding these values. So here, just instance in this module first, mux m1. Begin. So here dollar display inside test. So input equal to %lp select it is just to check, okay, what is your input and select size. I am not giving priority to design because my main aim how can I change the parameter values? Then here input, then here selecting, and then end model. So here let's just take any random value, input equal to $random, selecting equal to $random. Okay, now same thing I'm just writing here to check what are the values here. Okay, but remember this initial $random display, these things are not synthesizable. Just to check the values I am checking, writing here. Okay, so inside mocks. So one is inside my design, another is inside my test. Okay, so now just run it. Okay, so now you can see both the things are same as I have written 416. Now I wanted 32 cross 1. So you say I will just change the values 5 here, and I have to change the values 31 here. Now let's see whether inside design anything is changing or not. So you can see inside the design it is still 4-bit, but from the test you are sending a 5-bit select, but inside design it is still 4-bit. So how can you change it? Through parameter overriding. So defparam, this word you have to use, defparam, then your module or instantiation name. So instantiation name is M1. So M1 dot parameter name is select width. So select width is equal to 5. Then defparam M1 dot input width. Input width, its value is equal to 32. So now let's see. Okay, now you see inside your design also you are getting a 5-bit values. Okay. So it should be 32. Okay. So here 5-bit, here also 5-bit. So all the values you are getting properly. So this is parameter overriding. So for that you have to use the defparam, then instantiation name, then for which parameter values you want to change. So next one is Localparam. So now see, let here by mistake what I have done here. Okay, it should be 32, but I have written 16. This kind of mistakes I made, I can do it. Okay, so if I am doing these things means my design will get wrong. What will happen? I will be sending a select signal 5-bit, but my input instead of 32-bit, it will become 16-bit. So how can I avoid doing this kind of mistake? So this input width instead of parameter, I have to write it local param. So as we know in mocks, input equal to 2 to the power select width. So here I can write it is 2 to the power select width. So now here these things I don't need. So automatically it will become. So whenever just I have to change the select width, automatically it will become. So here also I can write it is equal to 2 to the power n. So I don't have to change anything. Just if I'm doing changing my select width, then input width automatically change. So now I may not do this kind of mistake that initially I have done. So Localparam means okay. Now see what I have done. I have just made. I can do it with parameter also. It is not a issue. Parameter input width is equal to 2 to the power select width. So here my input is depending on the select width. So if I am writing parameter, then I can override the value. See, even if I have written 2 to the power select width, but here I am overriding it to a 16. So it will become 16. So now I don't want that this value should get overridden inside the module, because if I am overriding, I can make the mistake. So I have to write localparam. So now here when I am trying to override this value, it will give me error. Okay, you cannot override local parameter. So I have to comment it, then run. So remember when you should use local param, if one parameter value changes depending on another parameter value, then declare that as local param. So whenever you are changing this value, automatically this value will get changed. Second, whenever you don't want that your parameter value should get changed outside of the module, let you are writing a FSM, inside the FSM, whatever the states you are declaring, you don't want that state value should get overridden. So declare them as local param. Okay. Synthesis wise, it will not create any problem. But the thing is that if someone is by mistake trying to override that thing, it will give you error. Okay. So this is the difference between your parameter, local param and defparam. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.